Village Planning Board, you are live.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I call to order the Planning Board for Thursday, October 10th, 2024. The first item on our agenda are the minutes of August 8th, 2024. Are there any corrections or questions? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve. Do I have that motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. The next item on our agenda is the subdivision at 26 Jericho Road. Is the applicant present? Yes. Good morning. Could you just...
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board and council. My name is Denise Shern. I'm the attorney for the applicant, 26 Jericho Road. As you stated, this is for a minor subdivision, 3-lot subdivision. I'm here today with Dan Weaver, our surveyor, and also Britton Bistrian, our planner as well. Do you want me to do an overview of the proposal? Okay.
Yeah, just do a simple overview.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
So this is a 3-lot subdivision on Cove Hollow or off Cove Hollow and Jericho. And you've gotten a report from Billy that points out a few issues that we were able to talk about yesterday with regard to the layout. But I think his main, the thrust of the memo is just to make sure that the board is comfortable with the physical configuration of the layout that we proposed, the areas that we proposed for building, the amount of scenic easements that we proposed, and also the driveway. There's a driveway issue. So there's a question about the common driveway and whether it should have a turnaround at the end. And there's also a question about the individual driveway that's servicing the 3rd lot and whether or not that's going to be a little too close to the neighbor's property and it needs to be shifted a little bit. The other thing that Billy raised in the memo was that we needed to submit our environmental assessment form. So we prepared that and we can submit that into the record.
Sequel, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
This is. I don't know if anybody was copies.
Sure. Thank you. Share with
I've
you.
seen this one before. Here for like a preliminary
Okay.
discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you. We were here before. Britton was able to present at that meeting, and the comments that we did hear from the board, we did try to incorporate into the plan that you see before you. But it's pretty straightforward. The improvements that are there will be removed. So this will just be 3 vacant lots with building envelopes on them. All not needing variances, all to code.
Okay. Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Billy, would you like to comment on?
Sure.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Billy Hadrak for the village. As Denise summarized, it's a fairly straightforward 3-lot minor subdivision.
Okay.
The board did review this during the pre-preliminary review stage, and the comments that were offered were to try to even out the reserve, well, not the reserve area, but the 3 scenic easements.
Yes.
I think they've done that as best they could to keep all 3 lots containing 35% easement area,
Right.
which I think is good.
Right.
The only other question I think that was raised by some of the board members were the location of the accesses and providing screening to the neighbors. So the access serving lots 1 and 2 is a common driveway for both lots. I do recommend that an emergency turnaround be installed at the terminus of the easement. It might not be required by the state code, but I think it's a good safety feature to have. Given the slopes in the area, in that specific area and where it intersects with Jericho, there is kind of a berm. We really should have a set of grading and drainage plans for that.
Okay.
And then that could be referred to the village's consulting engineer. In terms of access to lot 3, it's a flagpole, and I don't think there's I don't see any concern about location. I know there's potentially a neighbor who's upset with it, But I provided some photographs to the board showing the location of it and the location of the neighbor's existing driveway, which is on the property line as well.
Okay.
So if you have any specific questions for me, I'll try to answer them.
Board members, any questions? Good, Bill.
Regarding the neighbor, would that be on the north side or the west side of the property?
I
that
received a
has some
call from the neighbor on the west, I guess it would be the west side.
Okay.
Not the neighbor, but his attorney.
So, okay. So Denise, then we'll just go ahead and incorporate those comments into your next presentation, and we'll do the secret thing. Okay. Okay. Well,
Sorry.
thank you.
Oh, no worries.
Thank
The
you.
drainage plans, we'll be
Okay.
happy to do that.
And the
happy to
turnaround and
Do the turnaround.
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
quite know what to do for the neighbor. I sort of asked him to propose what he would like because
Okay.
I didn't want to make it up and have it
Sure.
be something he didn't like. So I've been in communication. It's Tom
Okay.
Osborne is the attorney.
Okay.
So I'm sure he'll put his 2 cents in when he
Sure.
can.
Yeah, if you could just maybe reach out to him again so that we
Yeah.
have it all, and then it doesn't come later that,
then
you know,
it's-
I didn't
yes.
know this. and-
I'll make
Okay.
sure we remedy it before we
Okay.
come back the next time.
Okay, thank you, Denise,
You're
very
welcome.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Billy, thank you. So, okay. Then the next item on our agenda is the resolution, the release of the bond of the Little Plain subdivision. And Gabby, you're going to read the resolution?
Whereas in connection with the map of the Little Plain, which received final subdivision approval on March 11th, 2010, subdividing the property into 5 building lots and 1 reserved area, and modification approval on November 10th, 2022, a performance bond in the amount of $25,500 was posted by one of the lot owners within the map. And whereas the purpose of the bond was to ensure the necessary permits were secured to manage Phragmites within the reserved area and to commence the work associated with managing the Phragmites. And whereas the necessary approvals have been issued by the Village Zoning Board of Appeals, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, and the Town of East Hampton trustees, and said work has been commenced and monitored by the village planner, and the Phragmites has been cut on multiple occasions throughout the growing season. Now be it resolved, such bond is now therefore released.
Thank you.
And then I think you would.
We'll
make
take a vote
motion,
on
yeah.
this. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the release of the bond? Motion. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Okay. This concludes agenda for today. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So,
Do I have a second?
second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you. See you at the next meeting.